Sage, all I gotta say is that's the flukiest win you're gonna get all year. Literally, most guys go down after they get that first down and then just chew the clock. The odds of you getting a touchdown at that spot is just unbelievably low. And it's dumb as hell. The success probability of going for that fourth down was 32%. They shouldn't have even been going for that fourth down. But yeah, he does have a bit of a fucking horseshoe up his ass there, Dan Campbell. I'll say the same thing I said last year. He goes for it way too much on fourth down. He plays like a fucking 12-year-old playing Madden. He's going to need to change the way he calls some of his plays, in my opinion. Alright, yeah. Don't worry. Just remember next week at this time you'll be congratulating me against Sage. That's all I need to say right now. I don't know. Kind of a weird game when you look at it. Now, obviously, if you were smart, you would have bet on the over for 53.5, which we did. $20 won. Means, well, $20 bet means $40 won. So, alright, shut the fuck up, Sage, please. I was in the middle of a speech. So I said this game would go over 60. That's how confident I felt. And 68 points were scored. Now, it's kind of funny to say. I mean, you look at like the tail of the tape, I guess you'll say. Jared Goff only had 103.6 rating, 1 touchdown, 202 yards. Lamar Jackson had 288 yards, 21 for 27 with 3 touchdowns. Granted, one of which was a garbage touchdown at the end. That 148.1 rating doesn't feel as high as it is, maybe because I'm grading the fact that he took 7 sacks and had some stupid runs. Because he looked like he was just looking to scramble a few times way too early without even looking downfield. So I don't know, maybe that's why I'm looking at the game as a bit worse for Lamar Jackson than it really was. Derrick Henry, I mean, he's having a bit of a rough stretch here. I mean, he had a decent game fantasy-wise. I mean, 50 yards on 12 carries and a touchdown. But he had his third game in a row with a fumble. 3 games in a row with a fumble, which is just crazy. And David Montgomery, I mean, he had 2 crazy runs tonight, 2 touchdowns, 151 yards. An absolute fluke affair. The third longest run of his career occurred tonight. Absolute fluke. He won't go over 150 the rest of his career. You heard it here first. He won't go over 150 for the rest of his career. And I will make a fucking bet that he will never go over 150 as long as Jahmyr Gibbs is playing alongside him. Jahmyr Gibbs had 2 totes of his own, which sunk corpse files his ship. We'll say that. Amon St. Brown had a good game. I don't know. It was kind of what I was expecting until the fourth quarter, and then the fourth quarter it all kind of turned. I kind of think it's stupid when with the Ravens before they go for the onside kick, decide to go for 2. I get, okay, let's go for 2 twice, and odds are we'll at least have a tie. But why not just take the tie, focus on the onside, and then just tie it, and then take it to overtime, sort of thing, right? I don't know. I don't necessarily like the 2-point conversions in that scenario, but again, it didn't change the outcome of the game. The Ravens lost. They're 1-2. Luckily, I don't think the Bengals are going to threaten them. I don't really think that the Steelers are going to threaten them. And who's that other fucking team in their division? The Browns. Who the hell knows? Maybe the Browns will threaten them. I mean, to beat the fucking Packers, who knows? But that AFC North isn't looking as strong right now as people were projecting entering the season. Let me see what Sage is saying here. I mean, there's a possibility that Jake Browning does win an MVP. He's definitely got the talent around him. He's got Chase Brown, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Gesicki, that other tight end. They got some guys. I don't think it's rigged. I understand that you're just frustrated because you lost, and that's all there is to it. But I don't know. It was a good game. I was expecting a bit more of a tense finish though tonight. Like the finish for me was lackluster. Baltimore just couldn't keep up. I'm really surprised that Lamar Jackson got sacked 7 fucking times. Honestly, That's my takeaway. Nothing else really to say other than uh, they're going to have to get better against the pass. Baltimore needs to get better on defense against the pass. They're usually pretty good against the run. Tonight, they were good against the run, except for two fluke plays to Montgomery there. But they need to get better against the pass because they're terrible, man. Maybe that's what Lamar Jackson was cussing about all night. He was cussing about something. We have a comment here. Do the Packers have the best division? Maybe. I think they're probably better than that division with like the Chargers and the Broncos and the Chiefs and the Raiders, because the Raiders aren't as good, and I think the Chiefs have taken a step back. But then again, I also think that the Vikings have taken a step back. I still don't trust Chicago. Detroit and Green Bay, obviously, I like. Do like the Vikings, so between those two divisions, I'm not really sure which one's better, honestly. Like, when the Kansas City Chiefs can start moving the ball, then I'll trust that division a bit more. And I don't know if Denver is quite as good as the hype. I think has Denver lost 2 so far this year, or just the 1? I think they lost 2 because they lost to San Diego yesterday. And in terms of the NFC least, I mean, they're not going to be the division. The South isn't going to be a tough division. So yeah, you're probably looking at North or West. West has what? Seattle, San Fran, Arizona, very good, but Arizona's, I don't know. Arizona got banged up. They lost James Conner for the season, so that's going to affect them immensely, in my opinion. There's a couple good divisions, but we'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, that maybe the NFC West as well would be a good one, because they also have the Rams in there too, don't they? Who is better, Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes? Mahomes has an 83 rating. Rodgers had a 98 rating. Are we talking this season, or are we talking in the career? Career, Rodgers is leaps and bounds better. This season, I don't know. I don't really think Mahomes is that good of a quarterback, if I'm being honest with you. I think Mahomes is a product of a lot of things. I think Andy Reid is a big part of it. The talent around him is a big part of it. We haven't seen Patrick Mahomes play well in like 3 years. It's just a reality. And you can't always blame your talent, because Tom Brady had many years where he just had shit little receivers and he made it work. You know, he'd hit Shane Vereen or whoever the fuck he had to hit. I just don't believe... I don't believe Patrick Mahomes. I think you can make the argument he's not a system quarterback, because he is better than a system quarterback. But Tyreek Hill... Oh, God, yeah, YouTube. The last time I talked shit about Patrick Mahomes, my account got banned for a day or two. Well, not banned, but no one was allowed to comment. I kind of feel like he's a bit of a product of having, you know, Andy Reid, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce. So he always had that underneath option. You know, he had, you know, that deep option as well. And then I feel like he also had better backs back then. Good offensive lines. I just don't think, you know, we'll maybe learn a bit more about Mahomes when Ray Rice comes back, or not Ray Rice, the other Rice. I forget his fucking first name. Rashee Rice. When Rashee Rice comes back, we'll kind of learn a bit more. But they're still going to have excuses for him. They're still going to say, oh, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that. I don't care, man. I don't care. Patrick Mahomes has become very predictable. When I watch Patrick Mahomes games, when it's a 3rd and 5, and I don't know why these coordinators aren't knowing, or maybe they do know, they can't stop it. I don't fucking know. Patrick Mahomes is continually just running on 3rd and mid to long. 3rd and mid to long. Just watch it. Watch the next game that he plays. And if it's up, you know, against a decent competitive game, just watch how much he's running on 3rd downs. It's extremely predictable. It's almost like, you know, J.J. McCarthy like. You know, I like to get on J.J. McCarthy first, like, one read. That's kind of how it seems with Mahomes. One read, I'm gone. One read, I'm gone. And I don't necessarily think that's the sign of a great quarterback. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I'm just saying that he is up on a pedestal where he doesn't belong. You can count his rings all you want. That's fine. Is he ever going to be an MVP candidate again? Because the way I look at it, Patrick Mahomes isn't even in my top 5. I don't even think Patrick Mahomes is in my top 5 for quarterbacks right now, if I'm being honest. Let's leave the slander for a Twitch stream. How come people say Rodgers is done because of a 91 rating, but don't say that with Mahomes last year with a 93 rating? I think it's probably due to age. Probably due to age. I mean, you're going to have some years where you do fall a little bit. But I'm just saying, Mahomes hasn't been the same in like 3 years. And that's just a stat. That's just, you can go on Google and you can type in Patrick Mahomes football reference and you can find out everything I'm saying. So, he's just not looking as explosive as he was before. I don't know. Patrick Mahomes, there's a lot of quarterbacks that take over him for sure. And I think Justin Herbert's one of them potentially. I don't think Rodgers will be playing when he's 45. I think this is his last year. Yeah, 2022 was his last really good year. And is that by any chance when Tyreek Hill was still there? I'm guessing that's probably the last time that Tyreek Hill was with the Chiefs. They make it so hard to find the rating sometimes. A rating of 105.2, though, to me, like, I mean, that's good, but I remember Aaron Rodgers having fucking ratings of 121 and Peyton Manning having ratings of 118 in harder eras. A 105.2, I mean, that's great, but it ain't that great. Joe Burrow had 110 last year, for fuck's sakes. You think he was gone then? I hate Tyreek Hill. He's just a piece of shit person, but let's see if he was on the team that year. Okay, so 2022 was the first year without Tyreek. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, like, to me, an MVP shouldn't just be, like, barely over 100, because there was other quarterbacks barely over 100. Let me take a look. And this is how lucky Sage, you really got lucky this week. So, OJ's Juicery, here's the final scores, barring any sort of corrections. You've got Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts winning completely flukily, 275 to 268.5. Deflate These Balls won 362.5 to 264.5 against Hard Counted Net. TDs in Your Face lost a heartbreaker to Patchwork Pigskins, 315 to 309. And if she had watched the game, she'd realize Derrick Henry fumbling and Derrick Henry not able to get into the end zone to score a touchdown on that second or third series. I think it was the third series, is what cost TD in Your Face. Butt Fumble Safety had a solid week, 284. Tim Tebow Bible Club didn't. Only scored 233. That's our first week matchups. In baseball, our beloved Pete Rose Bowl cut. We've got an 8-6 cockfight between the Rodfather and Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts. Annette's awesome team up 10-4 against Alejandro's astounding team. Vlad the Impaler's up 11-5 against the Dark Sliders. And Orange Juicy Fruit looking to close out for the 5th or 6th week in a row against Graham's great team. He's up 12-2. Now I'm going to make sure my rosters are set because Gavin Williams, I had him going last week. And I don't know if someone hacked into my account or just abused their commissioner tools to make sure he didn't pitch for me and he had a scoreless game. Okay, he's in. I will have a witness later. I already took pictures of this. Womp womp womp, playing the world's smallest violin for you. Well, violins sound better when they're smaller, Sage, so I appreciate that. Dan says his balls are getting big. They're going to have to get deflated. Yeah. Your balls are about as big as Dan Campbell on fucking fourth down. That's how big they're getting. I tell you, this Dan Campbell guy is such an idiot, man. I mean, I like that he brings some intensity, but this guy's a fucking idiot. Come on, man. Like, just the fourth down plays, man. He's going to get burned so bad, I'm telling you, man. Especially in this league where you're not even at midfield and you go for it. If you're unsuccessful, do you realize most of these kickers can make the field goal from that spot? In this day and age, you see a guy almost hit a 67-yarder tonight. Fucking Bates Motel for Detroit Lions. Almost, and he's not even like one of the best kickers. Like, he's a good kicker, but I don't think he's one of the best outdoor kickers in the game. Aubrey could definitely hit that. So I'm just, and that's at the 43-yard line on the other side of the field. So one of these times he's just gonna get caught because it's like you're just giving a field goal away at the end of the day when it doesn't pan. And there is gonna be times where it's not gonna pan. And I hope it's in December, January that it fucks them up. Yeah, most kickers do have a big leg. One of the weakest legs is probably Brandon McManus of the Packers. He's more good from 40 to 50. He's not great from 50 and beyond. More of an accurate guy. It's so crazy. Graham and Zhao have been playing since August 11th in the Pete Rose Bowl cut. That's so fucking long, man. They definitely don't need to scout each other. They know what's coming. They know what's coming these days. Oh, I guarantee you, I'll make a bet. We will see a 70-yard kick get completed within the next 2 years. Hey, you're damn right it's nearly 6 weeks of them going at it. That's going toe-to-toe. That's a boxing match right there. Then they're in overtime. And they're gassed. They're gassed. They were gassed before the season even started. Didn't even set their roster. Titans went for a 64-yarder, almost got it. I guarantee if you get Aubrey, yeah, that was the same as tonight. Bates had the distance for the 67. It was just wide left or whatever, right? So, and you're talking like, is your kicker even a top 10 kicker in the league? I don't even think your kicker's that good. No offense, I'm just saying, like there are really good kickers. Like, Boswell hit that 60-yarder that probably would have been good for close to 70. Then you got Dicker. Joey Sly, a former Panther. Joey Sly is still kicking, is he? Yeah, I don't think he's a top 10, but yeah, I mean, he's solid. I'm just saying. Yeah, you're gonna see you're gonna see 70. Now, I don't know if we ever get to the day where we see 75. That would be fucking foolish. It wouldn't surprise me though. It wouldn't surprise me if it was in a dome if we saw 75 at some point. Honestly. I remember last year when we had your kicker Harverson. Remember Harverson, Sage? You must remember Harverson. He was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Well, I'll be making some trades this week. I'll be making some changes to my team. So everyone's available for trade. It's just not good here. It's just not good here at all. We're not in a good spot. We're not in a good spot right now. No, I just, if anyone needs a linebacker, I've got some linebackers I'm looking to dangle around. I like my defensive ends though. Let me just, I'll give you guys better perspective of what I'm looking to trade. Now I've got my DUI guy coming back this week, so I'm very happy to have Jordan Addison coming back. I'm not going to drop Matthew Golden. I'm going to put him on my bench. That's one thing I'll announce right now. Shouldn't have went with the rookies. Not that he had a bad week last week. He had 10 fantasy points. Not trading T. Higgins. I'm married to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I'm riding out O'Mary and Hampton because Najee Harris is out for the year. Gotta keep going with Kenneth Walker. I hate my running backs in New England, both of them equally, Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson, but they'll get better. RJ Harvey, Waiting for you to get her going, bud. When's Rashee Rice come back from his suspension? Once my suspensions are over, it'll be all right. Okay, so he'll be ready for week 7, Rashee Rice. And actually, yeah, Jordan Addison's back this week. That's big. We all know Jordan Addison's very good, so I'll be changing him around. Dylan Sampson probably going to get dropped. Brandon McManus definitely getting dropped. Not that he really cost me. That wasn't really his fault. It was a blocked field goal. Oh, Robert Spillane bounced back with 31 points this week. Zach Sealer. If anyone's got a good defensive tackle, I'd be interested in hearing. I don't even know. Cornerbacks are so hit and miss. Oh, that's a shit. Oh, look at that. Julian Love's fucking injured. He was like one of the best safeties. Okay, great. We got work to do. Yeah, it would be real shameful if we had to, like, do the draft over again, eh? I won't push the button. I won't push the button, at least while I'm sober. If I accidentally have a few too many to drink and we have to do a redraft, that's not my fault. I'm not calling the shots at that point. Liquor's calling the shots. Me too. You have to push a red button to see if it turns green. Right? Sage, you guys so lucky this week. I hope you know that, man. I hope you know that. I would have got lucky if I won too, but you guys so lucky. Like, David Montgomery will never do that again. He's never going to rush for 150 yards while he's playing with Gibbs in the lineup. Especially with 2 touchdowns. And he only had 2 good runs. Maybe 3 or 4. But 2 really big runs. He's not that explosive of a back. Unbelievable that last. And that last play shouldn't have even happened. A, they shouldn't have went for it. B, I'm not sparing the sob story, man. I got screwed. I got screwed over. Yeah, I hope Montgomery faces the same thing that happened to James Conner and Najee Harris. And he doesn't play again for the fucking year. And then he's never the same next year. Fucking, he couldn't even hack it out there in fucking Chicago. Couldn't hack it in Chicago, Sage. Just saying, man. Just saying. Alright, I'm putting a fork right into this stream, and I'm saying it's done. The Bears were ass, so I don't blame him. Okay. Yeah, you just have a fucking you're just in fucking loser denial for fucking David Montgomery. Yeah, he's just a product. He needs a beefy O-line, otherwise he can't do shit. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. He really fucked me tonight. I said Montgomery is a fucking loser. He's a fucking loser. He should have been a diligent man taking a knee. And then they could have took more knees and just ran the clock out like respectful gentlemen. Yeah, I'm just saying, Sage. I'm just saying he should have a little bit more respect for the game. What he did is similar to Jalen Carter. He walked right up into my face and he spit on it. He spit right in my fucking face, man. I don't need that shit. Next time I'll put my windshield wipers on like fucking DX to Sergeant Slaughter back in the day. He will be facing suspension. You're not allowed to play him next week for what he did to me. He spit in my face. He's getting a one game suspension. Okay? I'm getting the hell out of here. Sage, you go fuck yourself. We'll talk trade later, though, okay? Alright, have a good night, guys. We will do it again tomorrow.